This is the Padres POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the San Diego Padres. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, Padres fan? Welcome to your Padres POSTCAST on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease, Gries, at Jim Grease _ on social media. Give me a follow, make you holla. And today, another one of those days. It's just one of them days that a baseball team goes through. Don't take it personal, but you almost can't help it at this point, can you? You had a 7-game win streak against the Atlanta Braves. You had ended your own 6-game losing streak with a win yesterday, and today, the wood is still sleeping, man. We'll get to it. Lot to pick through. Padres POSTCAST, Michael King scratched. The offense not getting anything done still, and there's a whole lot to talk about with this game, this team. Padres POSTCAST and the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first watch or listen. Myself and Javier Reyes right here. We share our channel, whether it's YouTube and you're here right now live on your Locked On Padres podcast channel on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, whether you're on Stitcher, whether you're on Podbean, whether you're on iHeart, or anywhere else you get your podcast, the audio versions, or you're down with OTT. Yeah, you know me. Used to be OPP, too old for this, and it's OTT, over-the-top television, Roku. I still think that's funny. We love it. Anyway, thank you for making us your first watch listen every single day. Your team every day on the Locked On Podcast Network. It is your Padres POSTCAST. I'm Grease. We're just getting rolling. What do you say we kick it into high gear? Let's go.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Look at the old school 1981-82 Ted Turner Superstation Atlanta Brave uniforms. How about a kid growing up anywhere in America? The Braves on TBS, the Cubs on WGN. Man, they were just about nationwide, weren't they? And so no matter where you were, no matter where you had a team or not, you could always watch them. You could always see the Pods play them, growing up a Pods fan. And, man, now you can watch these games and stream them everywhere. By the way, thanks a lot, MLB Network. I have the subscription on the app, and it's MLB Team Season or whatever, where you can watch all the out-of-market games, which is BS because half the time you can't watch them anyway because they're on network TV or they're on an exclusive with a team. So you pay that, and then you can't watch them anywhere else. And it's like, really? I can't watch every game? It's like the NFL. You pay 14,000 things, and there still inevitably is a game you can't watch. Okay, I'm venting, but this is what it is. They're raising the price. It's ridiculous. From like $47.99 to $139.99 is the renewal coming up in July. And look at that, the elbow smash, the Canseco McGuire, standing the test of time, and just a rough one. We have this right there behind you, but I just, it's Xander. You don't want to pick on anybody in particular, but we have a lot to unpack with this game, so let's get to it. We do it. You know how we do right here on your Padres POSTCAST. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. 7-1, the final. The Padres were out hit 13-6 by the Bravos. No errors committed in this game, but Atlanta had 13 hits. Everybody who touched the bat for the Braves had a hit today. Everyone who touched the bat, I repeat, everyone who touched the bat for the Braves had a hit today. You know what I'm saying? I'm a parrot up here. It's like day in and day out, we get the same thing. They're 1 for 10, the Padres were today, with runners in scoring position. And you know what I'm saying? We want to be down with the king. We don't want the king to be down, not wearing the crown. We want the king to be down. You know what I'm saying? We want the king to be down, as in like down and out. Michael King scratched today with shoulder stiffness, or he probably would have lost 2-1 again. You know what I'm saying? It's like just one of those things that's been killing him lately. And Ronald Acuna Jr. is back. Guess who's back? Back again. Acuna's back. Tell your friend, right? Why? Because the 2023 NL MVP hits leadoff. Everybody talking about Fernando being the best leadoff hitter in the game. Last couple of days, Acuna, first 2 games back of the season, goes yachts in each game. So Fernando and Acuna, probably the 2 best leadoff men in baseball. And of course, Ellie De La Cruz would have something to say about that in a traditional sense of the word, although he's using the freaky bat and he's hitting more homers. But second straight game with a homer for Acuna Jr. after that nearly year-long absence because of the knee injury, the ACL. Acuna with the first pitch he saw yesterday, season debut, and then a 400+ foot shot to left field in the 6th inning today. He was 1 for 5, but 3 for 9 in his 2 games back. He missed 161 games. The 7-game skid for the Braves against the Padres is all over. 2-game sweep, of course, in last season's National League playoffs. How about Matt Olson? 5th homer in 7 games for the Braves. He is on fire. And, of course, the unexpected bullpen game from the Padres did not go well because all we wanted to be was Diggy down with the king, and the king was not down with us today. Hey, real quick, while you're here, smash that subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're coming your way with more content. You get the alerts, Javi and me, and then what's next? Come on into the chat and say what is up to you, boy. We've developed a nice audience here on the show. It's been growing like crazy, and we really appreciate all of you, all y'all right here on Padres Postcast. Grant Holmes, the latest to look like a Cy Young Award winner against the Padres. He's 3-3, gave up 1 run in 7 innings, his 5th quality start, basically in 10 games this season. He's 29, 6 hits, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. 6 strikeouts for him as well. Manny Machado drove in. The Padres only one. Remember, he won the game with a homer last night, and today he went 2 for 2 with an RBI and a couple of walks. He drove in the only Padres run today. And then, 3 runs on 6 hits for Sean Reynolds, 2 2/3 innings. It was his first start, 57 pitches, 7th loss in 8 games for the Padres. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're just not getting the big hit when they get the opportunity. Like yesterday, they were 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They're facing a Cy Young Award winner in Sale. And, you got to get runs when you can get them. Sheets got a mistake. He took advantage of it. Ben red hot, crushed it, home run, right? 3 homers in 2 days for Gavin. And when I think about what the Pods right now is ailing them the most, the big bat in the middle of the lineup, here's a perfect illustration. And by the way, Fernando is really struggling. Fernando Tatis Jr. is in a major cold spell right now. And it really is unfortunate, right? He's not hitting well. And you got Acuna back, the leadoff debate and all that. So we'll see. But with the Braves leading 3-1 in the 6th inning, Machado and Jackson Merrill, they both get on base to start the inning. Bogaerts strikes out, and look, Bogaerts pops up with this way. He's behind me. Bogaerts popped up weakly with 2nd and 3rd in the 1st inning. Yeah, you know what I mean? Pop out in foul territory, and then he strikes out in the 6th inning. It's 3-1, and it's the 3rd time you've seen the guy by now. You know what I'm saying? And then Gavin Sheets and Cronenworth retired, and he gets out of the jam. But 1st and 2nd, nobody out. You have to make something happen. And if Bogaerts is going to be popping out to foul territory and then striking out in that situation as a number 5, Lord forbid, hitter in the lineup, then what are you going to do, man? What you going to do, brother? Yeah. So that was kind of like half Hulkster, half Macho Man in between. But what I'm saying is bunt them over. Dude, you got to do something to jumpstart the offense, Skip. You got to do something, man. Too much respect in that moment. Maybe you bunt them. And I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Spitballing, right? Spitballing. And how about Drake Baldwin? 3 for 4 today. The rookie killing it for Atlanta. So now tomorrow you're playing for the series, 1:10 p.m. first pitch. We're here right after Padres Postcast. You got Spencer Schwellenbach, 3-3 with a 3.52 against Dylan Cease, 1-3 with a 4.5. Dylan's been very good his last couple of times out. Absolutely nothing to show for it. Nothing. Their offense is anemic. They're like 3 for their last 51 with runners in scoring position, and it just is at this point getting to be pathetic. You don't have a lefty in the rotation that you can count on. You don't have a great lefty in the bullpen like you had with Tanner Scott last year. So if you even get to those playoff games without a lefty starter, and especially without those great lefties in the bullpen, and again, plenty of time to make a move, but without that, where are you going? Who you beating? Dodgers have 3 MVP candidates. You have 1, or 3 MVPs. Mookie, Freddie, and some guy named Shohei. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, all jokes aside, they have a couple Cy Young Award winners on the IL right now. Kershaw, in and out, up and down. So much going on there. And overall, when I think about it, it really is, it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate when you think about what's been going on with this team offensively and you realize you don't have a big bat in the middle. When Machado and Merrill get on back-to-back to start the inning, and then it's Bogaerts, that 3-4-5 isn't scaring anybody. And I know it's unique that you have a power-hitting guy in Fernando in the leadoff spot, but you still need that one. You got to get rid of Hayward and Lockridge. That platoon's doing nothing for you. You need a legit first baseman. Maybe Arias goes back to second and you include Cronenworth in a deal. I don't know. At this point, everybody but Fernando is in play. Any team comes with any offer for anybody else besides Fernando, and I'll throw Jackson Merrill in there. Those two, obviously. Fernando and Merrill. Those guys are untouchable in a trade. they're not going to be able to re-sign King and Cease anyway, so why not trade one of them right now before the deadline to bring back something that you're missing? You're not going to be able, and even if you get a rent-a-player, maybe it's someone better in that position as part of a deal, right? Because Pavetta's pitched so well, that might open things up. I don't know. I'm just, again, I'm spitballing here, and Acuna with the big bat flip today. So it doesn't. You're seeing them around it. A lot of home runs being hit against the Padres lately, but so many things need to happen for this team right now. This is your Padres Postcast in the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. I am merely Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease, and I will tell you what. GRIES at Jim Grease _ on social media. Going to be a lot of fun if the Padres can really start rolling again, but. I think this goes much deeper than a slump. It's their second prolonged offensive fest this season. The first time you blame the injuries, this time what? What you going to say? I mean, every single pitcher rolling out there is not an all-time great, and they're making them, every one of them, each one of them, look like one. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease, Padres Postcast. Smash the subscribe, hit the bell so you get alerted when we're coming your way with more content. And come on in, say what up in the chat. It's myself, it's Javier Reyes, Locked On Padres Podcast, The Daily Show. He's been sick this week with the throat. Offered to do a fill-in show or two for him, but I think they just want to keep the consistency. So we're here with the Postcast, and it is what it is. But I'll tell you what, Javi does a great job, and when he's feeling better, we're going to be going back and forth. He'll be on my show once a week. I'll be on his show once a week. We share the channels on YouTube, on Roku, and Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, Podbean, iHeart, wherever you get the audio version of your podcast. We're going to break it down a little bit, inning by inning. We'll hit the box, turning point, player of the game, look ahead to tomorrow, and then we are out of here like Vladimir. Well, I guess not Vladimir. You don't want to say Vladimir these days being out of there, but you want Vladimir out of there. You know what I'm saying. It is what it is. Grease here with you, Padres Postcast. We got a great deal to tell you about from one of our incredible sponsors. Help you make money in these days and times when everything costs an arm and a leg, and you're just like, man, you already got my arm and my leg. You want another one? Yeah, we got a deal for you that could help you put some cash in your pocket. It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Padres Postcast. I'm Grease. Hang out. And listen to me tell you about my friends at FanDuel. What a name, man. And they pay a lot of money for podcasters. So I hope they love me and these commercials that I'm doing, because FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live with player props, performance trends, and same-game parlays. Fans have more ways to win than ever to play big. And, of course, that's with the NBA playoffs in full swing every night, delivering a highlight-worthy performance, momentum shifts, can't-miss moments, game-winning shot, or a breakout player. Never been a better time to get in on the action. And, again, FanDuel makes it easy. All the props, same-game parlays, in-game. You know what I'm saying? Which players are showing up in the biggest moments? It's not the Ant-Man. It's SGA, the MVP. And, oh, it's just big game Brunson. No, it's Hallie, baby. The Hallicopter, Tyrese Halliburton. I think I like that right there. So how could tracking their trends help you build your next bet? Pascal Siakam, look out for him, right? What would it look like to combine live prop bets mid-game based on how the action unfolds? Like when the Pacers were down huge against the Knicks, I could never get enough of this. This is great. If you got a read on who's heating up, why not back it with a same-game parlay? How would a $200 bonus in bets add to the excitement if your first $5 bet hits? Hey, $200 when you hit your first $5 bet. Bonus bets there? Come on. You're just throwing cash around, and this is really good for you. And in a time like this where everything's so expensive, that really helps. Plus, like I always say, you can never get enough action. Action on the action, action within the action. FanDuel is all about that word, the action within the actions. And if you're new to FanDuel, it's a perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet, and if it wins, come on, have some faith. When it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. Again, only if it wins, but when it wins. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I know it's an MLB show, but that's the script they put in front of me for FanDuel. And I'll tell you this, thank you for making us your first watch or listen every day. Myself and Javi, Locked On Padres Podcast here on YouTube, Roku, and of course, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get your podcast. Come on in, say hi in the comments, follow us, be a part of the Padres Postcast Army with Locked On Padres Podcast with Javi. I'm Jim Grieshaber. Call me Grease. 7-1 the final today. 1-1 in the series. Michael King scratched with a stiff shoulder. All we wanted to be was Diggy down, not down and out. Hopefully King will be okay. Dylan Cease will get the rock next time out. And, it was a bullpen start today. What you going to do, man? Hope you got it out of your system. But, Reynolds with the start, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Strikeout, gave up the homer. Peralta went 2 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 2 strikeouts. Alek Jacob, 4 earned runs and 3 hits an inning and 2/3. Ouch. And then Matsui's been really good. I dissed the lefties, really, saying they don't have a great lefty coming out of the bullpen. I like Matsui and I like Morejon, but they are not Tanner Scott or anywhere close to him, and that's what I'm saying. But again, the bullpen's been, for the most part, the least of your problems until, especially lately, they haven't been as good. Matsui, Yuki went an inning and 2/3, a walk and a hit, 32 pitches. But really the story here has been the lack of the offense. Now, the defense and the pitching and all that, 7 runs is a lot, and no matter what the offense did today, it's hard to score 7, 8 runs, right? And so obviously that makes it tough. But when I think about what this team has done offensively lately, which is jack squat, which is like, petrified wood is the phrase that I would use when you think about that. Is there? So 1 and done with the W and out with the King. Braves bats on fire. Pods 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And of course, game 3 is at Atlanta tomorrow. All right, we got a couple of things to do here real quick in a short time to get them in. So what do you say we start with this?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
All right, 1 in the second for the Braves, 1 in the third for the Padres. It's a 1-1 game, and then a 2 spot hung on by the Braves in the 3rd inning. And then, of course, 2 more in the 6th, 2 more in the 7th. And there you have your final. But the turning point in this game is obviously a point where, in the 6th inning, to me, this is a big turning point, okay? Because you're in the top of the 6th, and it's 2-2, all right? It's 2-2. I'm sorry. It's 3-1 Braves at this point. It's 3-1 Braves. I'm looking at the box. It's 3-1 Braves in the top of the 6th inning. And this isn't normally something that I would give you for a turning point. But when I look at what's happening here, I think that, I'm sorry, Bogey, I got to throw you back up there for this. But when you start off an inning and you get the first 2 guys on base with Manny and Merrill, right? The M&M boys, both of them on base, nobody out. It's a 3-1 game. Your offense has been struggling. Somebody's got to get a big hit, and that somebody should have probably been Xander. You know what I'm saying? It should have been him. It had to be. It had to be you. Bogey's 0 for 4. Sheets 0 for 4 today. But, again, Sheets has been your hottest guy along with Manny. You got Manny on. You got Merrill on. Merrill had 2 more hits today. They're 317 and 343. Fernando's 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. He's been really bad lately offensively. But Bogarts and Sheets back-to-back. You know what I mean? Bogart strikes out. Sheets and Cronenworth, who was 1 for 4. They retire all of them. So in that moment, it's your 3rd time seeing the starter in Grant Holmes. It's 3-1 score. The offense has been anemic. You're 3 for your last 51 with runners in scoring position. Ended up 1 for 10 today. Somebody at some point in time has got to get the big damn hit. Xander Bogaerts, Gavin Sheets, Cronenworth could not deliver in that position today. Again, it was a 3-1 game already. So if you want to say, for example, that that the real turning point in this game was when, in a 1-1 game, after Manny singled in Lockridge in the top of the 3rd, it's a 1-1 game. You know what I'm saying? You get Olson's homer. And then you get an infield single to score Riley. I mean, this ball dribbled down the line and hit the bag. Manny let it go, made the right play. They scored 2 of their runs on infield singles. The Braves did. And, you could say that Olson making it 2-1 was the turning point with the homer, because obviously that put the game, it was the winning run, right? So you could say, hey, that's the winning run, and that's the turning point. There's Olson watching that shot to left center. What a power hitter he is, like homered in 5 straight games or whatever, 5 in the last 7, whatever the number was I gave you. Anywho, that's, the turning point could have been that, but I think it was when 1st and 2nd, nobody out, Manny and Merrill get on base, and Xander strikes out, and Sheets and Cronenworth don't do anything about that either. Could have busted open an inning there. They need a big inning in the worst way. As soon as they get one, I believe this thing will be over and they'll go on a tear. But again, I'd like to see a little consistency, not the hot, the cold, the up, down, the in, the out. And that's what it's been. And the bullpen hasn't been great. And again, no good lefty starter, no great lefty coming out of the bullpen. No disrespect to Matsui or Morejon, but they are not Tanner Scott or anything close to him. And then no big bat in the middle of the lineup, preferably a left fielder or a first baseman. But they already moved a Rise to first base, which is a power hitter position. And you got a guy who's an average hitter, not average as in he's average, as in he hits for average. 3-time batting champion, right? That's not what you normally would get out of your first baseman. So I'd love to see a Rise go back to second, bring in a big, huge first baseman, huge numbers, or maybe a left fielder. Either way, Hayward's got to go, man. Hayward and Lockridge's got to be a bench player more than a platoon starter, in the humble opinion of yours truly. All right, so you have the turning point. What do you say we hit you with this?
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Could be this guy here, Grant Holmes, but you know what? I mean, the Atlanta Braves starter is only merely the latest pitcher to be put on a pedestalized by the Padres' anemic offense right now. So, I mean, do you really give the credit to Grant Holmes or the blame to the Padres? And when I think about Grant Holmes, right, his line on the day, pretty good game for him, 7 innings, 6 hits, 1 run, it was earned, a walk, and 6 strikeouts. His ERA is down to 3.68. He's 3-3. He's not chopped liver, but he's also not our star of the game. Well, who else could it be? Who else could it be? It had to be you. Who else could it be? Who else could be the star of the game? And, I'm always looking on the Braves side. For the Padres, Manny, 2 for 2 with an RBI and 2 walks. So, obviously, on that side, it's Manny Machado. Manny Machado doing a great job lately offensively for San Diego, driving in runs. And, there he is again, bang, driving in that 1 run today, won the game with a homer last night. Could be Manny Machado, player of the game, but I don't think so. I think today that when you say it's not going to be Holmes, you say it's not going to be Machado, it can't be Matt Olson. I just have to say, in a game like today, with a performance like the Braves have been putting on and the Padres have been putting on, it's just something where you just look at it and you go, wow. So player of the game, it could have been any of those guys. I mean, you could look at a guy like Verdugo, Harris. And I just think that because of his situation and the way that he has jump-started this offense, they had a 7-game losing streak against the Padres, even though it was 1 for 5, hit that homer today, homered in 2 straight games since he's come back. There he is, Ronald Acuna Jr., the 2023 MVP. He and Fernando, you're going to hear the arguments back and forth, who's the best leadoff guy, and there you go. All right, so he is your player of the game. Again, Javi's out with the throat this week, so you're not seeing Locked On Padres podcast, but you think he'll be back by Monday or so. And again, come on in, smash that subscribe, hit the bell so you get alerted when you're coming your way. Come on in and say what's up in the comments. We're here on YouTube, Roku, Stitcher, Podbean, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, you name it. Wherever you get your podcasts, we are free, and we are here after every game with the postcast, and then day-to-day with the podcast. Everything Padres right here. Friar Fanatics, let's go. And it's been a tough one, right? And it just has been, you feel like you're not gonna wake up from this bad dream anytime soon. And the offense has been terrible. And even today, with King getting scratched, it's been a very, very tough time for the San Diego Padres. And right now in the NL West, you're looking at a situation where you're 3.5 back of the Dodgers. San Francisco, you're 2.5 back. Obviously, those two teams right now. And I will give you right now the scores of their games or the updates on what's going on with them, because the Giants are at the Nationals tomorrow, but they lost today 3-0. So there you have it. And then with the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers today, they are up 2-1 on the Mets in the bottom of the 4th. And they beat the Mets yesterday. Before that, you know what I mean? They took 2 out of 3 from the Diamondbacks. They're a tough team. And they're looking to go right now. I mean, you're looking at this game at this point, and let's see the scoring in that game. Hernandez with an RBI single, rushing with an RBI groundout. And it is the Dodgers 2, the Mets 1 in the bottom of the 4th. Just getting the bottom of the 4th started in Flushing, in Queens, New York. So Manny Machado, 2 for 4, 2 walks. Jackson Merrill, a couple of hits. And, Matsui pitched well. Other than that, not too much going on. Peralta, too, pitched well today. Not too much going on for the Padres offense. 3 for 51 and counting with runners in scoring position. They've lost 7 of 8 games. And Tom Petty had a song for this. And I'm free falling. But hey, we're not free falling here on the show. I want to thank you personally on behalf of all of us here with Locked On Padres podcast and postcast, everybody at the network, for making us your first watch listen every single day. We love you guys. We appreciate you so much. And we want you to know, on top of this, on top of everything we bring you with the Padres, you got another great MLB show. So every game, every night, all season long, really? Yes. Yes. Locked On MLB Game Night. Local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And again, come on in, smash that subscribe, hit the bell, and say what's up to your boy in the chat. Want to say thank you one more time for being here day in and day out. And if you're new, welcome. Hopefully you can join us a lot more often. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease, 7-1 the final. Rubber game tomorrow between the Padres and the Bravos in the ATL. Let's see if they can get back into the win column and win this series after they lost the last two. They were swept out of the last two after getting the win last night. You're going to have Schwellenbach and Dylan Cease on the hill for these two teams tomorrow, and no odds as of yet have been posted, but Cease 1-3 with a 4.5, Schwellenbach 3-3 with a 3.52 ERA, and I still believe that Michael King will be okay for his next start. Yu Darvish coming anytime now. Still no lefty, still no big lefty in the bullpen. I get it. And then middle of the lineup is a hole, a big, deep, black hole they have got to fill. You are not competing with the Dodgers and their 3 MVPs and their stable of Cy Young Award winners. You might not even finish ahead of the Giants with this team, with this propensity to go into these kinds of slumps. Lengthy. 3 for their last 51 with RISP and 1 for 10 today. Lost 7 out of 8. Just not hitting. Got to get it going, Padres. Tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch. We're here right after the game of the Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Thanks so much for being here. Until tomorrow, keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. Thank you for watching Padres postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Jim Grieshaber, call me Grease. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. I am